looking at?
Lanolin?
Like sheep's wool? Hey, hey, hey! This podcast contains adult language and sometimes adult themes and sometimes just really nice moments. Listener discretion is advised. If you're looking for a podcast that's full of humor and really coherent chatter,
And to build on that, if you're looking for a podcast where the hosts have researched the topics they're discussing before they hit record,
Ooh. How about a podcast that answers the question, which is better, beef gravy or chicken gravy?
I want to talk about this. Or if you're looking for a podcast that breaks down the actual deals in those coupon books you can buy for deals in your hometown, spoiler, you don't save anything, but you definitely do end up spending $10,000 more than you would have expected to spend on local activities. But for a fundraiser, it's a good cause.
And this is not the podcast for you. That's Haley, I'm Sarah, and we're going to dance the night away.
I used to do those Grey's Anatomy dances just to like when you're sad or happy and, you just dance.
It's the Grey's Anatomy dance.
Well, did you ever watch Grey's Anatomy first? Well,
I watched it.
Okay, so like Meredith and her people, like all throughout sort of the entire show, have these like impromptu like dance it away. They're either drunk or they're not.
Yeah.
We had them at the ministry, like in the early days of the first wave of the pandemic. We were like dancing during our 14-hour days. And
man.
Go now, we have 30 seconds.
I remember there was dancing in Ally McBeal as well.
Never seen it.
It's kind of something that keeps like, that whole meme thing about like, what is your Roman Empire for women? Yeah, maybe mine's Ally McBeal. Sometimes I wonder, should I rewatch that and revisit the 90s? I don't think I need to, but
I really need to think about what my Roman Empire is, because there is something in the celebrity world that I think of often. I just can't think of what that is right now.
Mm-hmm.
You?
So, hi.
Oh,
my
hi.
Roman Empire. I don't know. It's probably like some kind of like funny dog video that I go back and think about all the time, or Fenton or something like that. Like that's what I think about that
Swamp
often.
Dog. Yeah.
Muffins.
Let's
get some shoes.
Glass muffins.
Happy November. I'm good. I'm home. I'm here. It's November. It's cold. I got my hoodie on. I got some thick socks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good. I want to hear about you and how was your Halloween and how is other stuff? What tell me something. Tell me a story. Tell the listeners a story.
Sure. So Halloween, I wanted to, first of all, I had a meeting with my boss. Because,
that's scary.
It wasn't. It was great. Because she's great. But I went into the office and I normally don't. So it was Halloween that day. And so I had Sour Patch Kids for breakfast when I got in. And I was like, thanks, yum. And then had my meeting, came home, whatever. I wanted to watch something scary. So I gave John 3 options.
Ooh, good.
Sweeney Todd. Because he has
scary, but
it's gory. And it's like macabre.
You know how can you tell you studied forensics and criminal justice when the show about a guy who murders all of his clients, I'm like, not scary enough.
Like, not good enough. No, it's true. Though there is one part that kind of grosses me out. When it doesn't matter. So it was Sweeney Todd, Gone Girl, because he hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
Or I think The Haunting of Hill House.
Ooh.
Yeah, just to start it. So he picked Gone Girl because he hadn't seen it. And so we watched it. And that, I'd seen the movie before. I'd forgotten a couple of bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But what a fucking creepy ass movie. And like, he had all these theories. Like, he did not know what was going on. And just like, we all did when we first watched it. And he enjoyed it at the end of it, which is great because you never know, especially like as a man. if I was a man, I would never fucking trust any woman ever.
Oh, that fucking movie ruined Brad. He
Oh,
looked at me side-eyed for weeks.
I told John that I'm not going to kill myself or kill him. Like I was like, and I expect you to do the same.
Yeah.
Just a
It's in the
normal
contract.
Halloween conversation.
Yeah.
Other than that, the next day we went to go see Half Moon Run. They're a Canadian band. Um, three dudes, uh, drums, keys, guitar, bass kind of thing. Just like really cool melodies. We've seen them before. And they were playing at the Royal Theatre, which was like quite literally like half a block away. Um, and so it was like getting closer to the time and closer to the time. And I was like, man, like our seats are really shitty. Like we're really jammed up there in the upper balcony, like coach level, like not good. And so we're like, should we even bother? But we're like, let's just go. Just get up and go. Walk
Yeah.
down the street. If it's terrible, turn around. We both had a weed gummy or a brownie. I can't remember. I made some brownies. I do not know the dosage, just that they are very high. Like,
Ooh, I want one.
I'll give you one. I'll give you and Brad one. And
Yes, please.
just prepare to not be able to do anything.
Perfect.
Anyway, it was, the band is like so tight, such a tight band, like my IT band. But anyway, it was a great concert. They're a great Canadian band, which is a phrase I don't say often.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I wanted to tell you something funny. So I'm just gonna like read off my little notes. So like it was pillow talk, legit, like we're falling asleep kind of thing. And we're talking about the inconsistency of technology in Star Wars. Like how they had these like super ancient screens, but they had the capacity to make robots and androids and
Build a
like
Death Star.
their hologram tech is also super shitty, but like maybe it was limited to what they could do in the 70s as special effects. I mean, as we know, I couldn't do it. I don't know.
So how it works.
Anyway, he's like in Rogue One and they're flying through the canyon. There are these rock pillars everywhere and it's pouring rain and they're like narrowly missing crashes left and right. And he's like, you'd think there'd be a computer that could fly them through no problem using a million sensors. And I was like, yeah, then you've got like the Enterprise and it's generally on autopilot and it can fly through anything. And he pauses and he goes, that's Star Trek. I'm talking about Star Wars. It's like so mad about it. Anyway, that's it.
Well, you got to give credit to Star Wars for the technology because it does take place a long time ago.
A long, long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away, whereas Enterprise is the future, so.
I know. And
Right?
It's got its own tech issues, believe you me.
Believe you me.
So that's me. How about you? How was your Halloween? You were away.
I was in Vegas.
Vegas baby.
Vegas baby. We went for SEMA, which I'm literally like, that's my retirement. I'm never going back. I just don't need to see another fucking car. I don't give a shit. I'm so over it. But yeah. I mean, it was, and I felt really, I think,
and wearing like a
I was like,
Lima hoodie.
I know. Well, that's different.
I know.
It's business.
Yeah.
No, it was fine. It was nice to see everybody. We had some great food. We went to 8 East again. Oh my God. I'm going to look up the name of the chef of this place because he is, he's one that we've seen on TV. Watching that chef show with Jon Favreau and
like the movie.
There's a TV show on Netflix called like The Chef Show, and it's him and the guy who created the Kogi truck, Chef Roy, I think. So this is one of the guys who hangs out with them. I'm just trying to find on the website, like, why doesn't it say who it is? Website. Just go to the website. Just put a picture up. Tell me who it is. Inspired. Oh yeah, Chef Dan. Pan-Asian cuisine. We had the brisket fried rice, and they do this Thai beef jerky. It was so good. And we went to one of the things that's popped up now. It seems really popular and trendy right now are like the different deli style places. Kind of like you would get a good sandwich. And so when we walked into the link, you know how like when you exit the monorail, like you kind of get that little alleyway past the elevators. Well, there's a,
Yeah.
a deli there that had these amazing sandwiches made on focaccia. They had like one called the Soprano, and they had the Cubano, and they had like a margarita style sandwich. And
Mm.
we got a couple
Yum.
of deli sandwiches there that were unbelievable. They were so good. And I feel like we went somewhere else and we were super stoked. But yeah, anyway, that was that. Um, couple of happy hours at the Shart House.
Art house?
Shart House.
That's an unfortunate name.
No, it's called the Chart House, but like CHA,
Oh,
but I call it the Shart House.
nice. Okay, good.
It's at
All
the
right.
Golden Nugget, and it's got a big fish tank. So we went there for happy hour and had a couple cocktails.
Fun.
Yeah, but the nightmare of it was our flights going there were freaking delayed. Luckily, like we knew we were going to have a long wait in Calgary, so we sat down at the bar and watched the football game because the Seahawks were playing. And then
Mhm.
we forgot that Brad has access to the lounge, like the Amex lounge, and we went in there and it was like free drinks, pour your own, and all this like food, like garlic mashed potatoes. I was like, oh my god, like now I'm going to
Fucking
fall asleep on
A.
the flight for sure.
Yep.
But on the way home, fucking Alaska Airlines. If you want to know the full layout of the SeaTac airport, I know it now. I know it better than my own goddamn neighborhood because we were supposed to, land and we had a 55-minute window, but because we left late, it was like a 30-minute window to get to our next flight, which was the flight from Seattle to Victoria,
The
the
last one
last
of the
one of the
night.
night. And
Mm-hmm.
they didn't communicate between the planes, even though there was about 6 or 8 of us that were trying to make this flight. We ran. Oh, no, wait. They made us sit on the tarmac for 15 minutes because air traffic control wanted to put us at a new gate for some reason. So we
Oh,
finally get off the plane. I have to actually say that they made an announcement saying if you're trying to make a connection, please, if you're not, like, please stay seated so other people
yeah.
can exit. Everybody stood up and we were at the
Yeah.
back of the plane, and I literally said, I'm sorry, you guys, but could you please? And someone was like, we're all in the same boat. I'm like, well, then fucking say something. I got mad.
Yeah.
But so we ran, and I'm out of shape, and I'm a smoker. I fucking was dying. We get there, gate closed. And I'm like, it's 3 minutes. She's like, it was a 3-minute difference. And she's like, I'm so sorry, there's something we can do. I'm like, it's the last flight. What are we supposed to do? And she's like, I'm so sorry, but the rules state that you have to have it closed by. And the plane's just sitting there.
I
And
know.
all these people are showing up, like all of us, 2 old people in wheelchairs. And they never bothered to say, like, we'll wait 10 minutes because clearly the
No.
flight is on the
And
ground.
they
Like, they
do
wanted
that.
to get
They
home.
hold them. They hold
I
flights
know.
sometimes.
My flights are delayed
I've
all the
been on
time.
flights. Yeah, because you're fucking waiting for some fucking asshole. So mad
Yeah.
at yeah.
Oh my God. So we go to so it's 10:55 at night. We're exhausted. And we go to the long ass line because they're still working at Alaska Airlines. So they're slowly leaving their shift. And the woman in the wheelchair had a helper. He's like, it's time for me to go home, man. Are you going to be fine by yourself? They're just abandoning ship because everyone's pissed. And they're like, there's no flights until tomorrow till 10:55 tomorrow night. So we can put you on one of those flights. And we can't offer hotels because it wasn't an airline issue. It was an issue with the air traffic control. So there was not a single flight going from Seattle to Victoria through Alaska Airlines. But I went on Expedia and I was like, here's a 5:40 a.m. Air Canada flight to Vancouver and then Vancouver to Victoria. We're home for 9:30. Put us on it. She's like, okay. So she put us on that. And I'm like, but she's like, I've done the most that I can, but I can't confirm for sure. You'll have to talk to the ticketing agent, but they've gone home. So you could ask them. They'll be at their thing at about 3:30 in the morning. And Brad at this point was like, maybe I can get us a Kenmore Air flight. Maybe I can get another flight. Maybe I can just rent a fucking car. Like, can we get
Yeah.
out of here somehow? Like, there's nowhere we can go tonight. Should we get a hotel? We're like, why check into a hotel at 1 a.m. for
Yeah.
4 hours when you're jacked up and
Yeah.
so we trudged over on the little like underground train to go to the different place where the flight that we'll be taking with Air Canada eventually will leave. We get there just to be like, okay, it exists. It's a thing. There's no one here. So we sat down and tried to close our eyes and eat something. And then the vacuuming guy goes for like an hour and a half. We're just like, fuck
My
you.
God.
So then we like left there because they said, oh, we're going to shut down this window of area. We're going to shut it down. So get a train. So we're like, okay, let's just go to the main gate. So in case something comes up, we can actually leave because the S gates are like the international. So it's got like they separate it out, right? So we
Yeah.
go to the main gates. We find a dark corner. We're sitting there. It's not comfortable. Brad looks around for other people have found any good benches and they're sleeping on them with like stuff over their face. We found rocking chairs in the food court, and we had our hoodies wrapped around our faces so we could like have like no sound. And we're in these rocking chairs. My back's killing me, my hips killing me. People are having their lunch break that work there. We're like, it's too noisy. So we walk over to another area. We find lounge chairs. I got uncomfortable though, and I curled up on the floor with my backpack as my blanket or my pillow. My neck had a crick in it for like the next 24 hours. Never fell asleep. Never fell asleep. Air Canada got to their desk. We got on the 5:40 flight. Didn't fall asleep on that flight. Got to Vancouver, had like an hour there. There was a lounge, thank God. Did I have like a vodka orange juice? I probably did. I was just like,
Why not?
Got home. Brad went to work. I cleaned up the house, had an hour nap, but it was like a straight, like, just didn't sleep for one night, and it was brutal. It sucked.
Hurt.
It hurts. And I was so confused. Like my brain just wasn't functioning. But yeah, SeaTac Airport. And for those of you who don't know like where we live, like if you go to the beach in Victoria, you can see Port Angeles, Washington. So it's literally like a 30-minute flight with landing to get from Seattle to Victoria, and they were offering all the flights were sold out, and they were going to actually expect us to stay there for 24 hours. And I was like, fuck you guys. Like every single flight I've had in the last like 3 years, there's been a shit show of some sort, a delay, a fuck around. It's just, that whole industry is just fucked. I feel so bad for the people. Like I would have quit that industry years ago. I would never be able to handle the abuse that they're getting.
Oh, it's so brutal. Like, and I try not to let the people on the ground have it, because like they're not in control of anything, and they're just getting yelled at all the time.
Yeah.
I remember buying like a bar of chocolate for one girl once. I'm like, I'll be right back.
Oh my God.
I like bought her like some, It's like, here, I hope you have a good day, a better day.
Yeah. It is just crazy.
It is.
Anyway, before we get going to talk about Star Trek, because this is a Star Trek podcast. Have you seen the movie True Romance?
Is that the movie with Gary Oldman and he has dreadlocks?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Yes.
But like a long time ago, like a long.
It used to be one of my ultimate favorites, and we literally sat down and rewatched it like the other night, and I was like, "Fuck, this movie is perfect." And Gary Oldman is so versatile. He is the best fucking actor, and I always forget. I always know it deep down because he is my husband, but I also kind of forget. And this movie, I read that he heard about the description of the character. It's a white gangster who thinks he's black, and he's like, I'll do it. And then he read the part. He's like, oh my God, he came up with a lot of like the scar and like the look, the dreadlocks. He came up with a lot of it. He was like, I think we should do this, this, and this. He's so good in it. Dennis Hopper is so good in it. Christopher Walken is so good in it. Fucking the guy from The Sopranos, James Gandolfini, is so good in it. Michael Rappaport, Brad Pitt, like it's huge. It's such a cast. It's so good. Balky.
Did you stream it?
No, it was on we have that Hollywood Suite or whatever channel where it's got like movies from the 90s and 2000s. Unless it was on like Prime or something. I can't remember. But yeah.
I'm just going to add it to my list of movies to watch.
Oh, okay. So good. And then I deep dive into the Tarantino universe, and you get all the connections, like the boss that wants to buy the Coke. He's the great grandson of the character that Eli Roth played in Inglourious Basterds, just like the young Brad Pitt in this is the grandson of Brad Pitt's character from Inglourious Basterds. Like there's like all these like the last names match up. Yeah. And like the last name in Kill Bill, when she comes out of the grave, and it's like they bury her alive, the last grave of Paula Schultz. When you watch Django Unchained, Christoph Waltz, his last name was Schultz, and that's the idea that it was his dead wife's grave. So it's like, I love that kind of stuff. So every time I watch a Tarantino film, I'm like, Internet Movie Database, gotta find out all the like the Apple cigarettes and the different like, the names and stuff. John Travolta's character from Pulp Fiction's brother is Madsen's character from Reservoir Dogs. That's like the same last name. And
oh my God, it's like, I know it's like a family tree, but yeah.
I think there is one out there. Probably someone's done. It's so fun. So I highly recommend if you hadn't seen it to watch it, and if you have, watch it again.
Time.
Yeah. Been a long road getting from. All right. Before the best.
Worst theme song. It's the worst. Anyway,
it's
also not fun. A great song. There, I said it.
Boom. You know what
Delightful.
is a great song? The jingle that we're gonna create right now for fan sets. Do, 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 fan
That's
sets.
it. It's like we perfect.
Do, 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 fan
That's it.
sets.
You could have it. You could use it. There's my permission.
I love it. TM. Yeah, it's time to talk about fan sets because it's November, and if you haven't started Christmas shopping, holiday shopping, birthday shopping for Jesus, it's time to get to that website and buy me and Haley some pins.
More pins.
Or other people in your life. I know which ones
Yeah.
I want. I want the Star Trek Lower Deck Section 31 Delta Magnet by Fansets. They have some Star Trek 24th Century rank pips.
I would love the pips.
And there's
that goes with everything.
Pips go with everything. Just
That's
like, especially Gladys Knight. Star Trek Picard Grooved Pin Delta. That's my shopping list. Thanks. Get Haley a Riker. That's sparkly or a Wesley. And get some for yourself too. It's the holidays. And then put the word Trek Geeks, one word, all caps, in the checkout and get yourself 10% off. If you're in the States, you spend over $30, you get free shipping. It's great.
Unreal.
These people are great. They're fun. They're nice. They're big fans. Why would you not want to support that, right? No brainer.
Fan sets. Our pins have character.
Good one.
Love you, fan set.
Oh, you know what I love me? I love me an episode of TNG.
Oh, me too.
Cause and effect. Cause and effect.
It's such a classic Trek episode.
It is classic TNG.
Yeah.
It's got all your favorites. It's got Picard.
It's got poker.
It's got Data.
It's got Kelsey Grammer.
It's got a starship.
It has space.
It's got stars. That's Star Trek. All right. Let's do this. The episode starts off very intense. The ship is clearly damaged, and they are scrambling to abandon ship when blammo. Could you imagine if that was it? That's how they ended the series. They told no one, just you turn it on that night, and that's like that'd be
that's
brutal,
what they did with
really
Voyager,
cool.
Right? It's basically what they did. They should
basically.
Would have been better.
So the Fab Four are playing poker. Worf has terrible luck. Data has its stupid visor on, and the Doctor is kicking Riker's butt. It's cute when they have these scenes, and I love that Terry Matalas brought that back. Anyway.
So sweet.
So sweet. The Doctor leaves the game a winner and goes to see Geordi in sickbay, who has dizziness and is told to just relax. Like typical doctors, you're fine. Just go lie down. But before he goes, she wonders aloud if he's had these symptoms before. It all seems so familiar. We then get a glimpse into Bev's lonely, boozy bedtime routine that includes orchid maintenance, humming, head bows, PJ pairing, and going to bed with full makeup. Why did they do this? Why do they still do this in TV? Like, I know I go to bed with full makeup sometimes, and I know what I look like when I wake up with a full makeup. It's fully on other parts of my face.
Yeah.
Every TV show does this. Every TV show does this. It's also like any movie or TV show where like someone's stranded on an island, the women still have the ability to shave their underarms. It's just hair. You should kind of get with the program on some of these, like, or like period pieces, like Game of Thrones. I don't know.
Anyway, I'm with you. Yeah. It's distracting. It takes you out of it because you're like, it's unrealistic.
I know. So if the hair bow and the full makeup wasn't enough to help her unable to sleep, or the booze, she's also hearing voices. So she reports it the next day, and while at the meeting talking about it, Worf says there's a distortion. And then boom, they go to the fucking bridge and boom, they explode again. Something's going on. This seems weird. Something's off. They've been blown up twice, and they're not talking about it really.
Not realistic.
And so it goes. We see the same scenes over and over and over again, but it's time folks are picking up on stuff. It's the deja vu. It's Geordi's visor. It's, I'm going to guess what's happening. And there's voices and there's his dizziness. And it's all a weird temporal loop that they're caught up in. they think that maybe they can use data to send a message like to the future loop. And Geordi is like, we could have tried this 1,000 times already. And it's like, damn, that's actually like a
Mm.
really good way to just kind of put it into perspective, Geordi. You're so smart.
Yeah.
And just when we all thought we all knew which card was going to be drawn next, we see three. Three of a kind, threes, threes, threes. This is new. And then they come across Kelsey Grammer in old school clothes. And he's like, yo. And Picard's like, yo, do you know what year it is, dude? And he's like, yeah. But like, no, he doesn't. Years
Mm-mm.
have passed because they were stuck and they got out. I don't know how. That's the episode synopsis.
It was perfect. You
Thank
picked up
you.
all the nuances. Um, what a show! What an episode!
Yeah, it was a little repetitive. And you wrote,
I
zing, good one, girl. Give me my
Zing,
props.
zing, zing. Good one, girl.
Thanks. I'm
It's also a
funny.
great It's also a great episode that was almost always on whenever I would catch TNG on cable on like the Space Channel or whatever. Like anytime I turn on the TV, I'm like, I hope it's cause and effect. I don't even have to hope. It's just going to be cause and effect. And you know what the next one is? Because they would do back to back to back, cause and effect. Not even at. No, I'm not even at. But the, here's the so first it was funny like watching with John because he hadn't seen this one and I was excited for it because I like this one. It's a like, classic TNG episode. And of course, as soon as the second explosion happens, he's like, "Oh, it's a time thing. Something's going on with the time." And then he's like, when Geordi's in sick bay, first of all, Nurse Ogawa should not be like, your patient named Geordi LaForge, doctor, is waiting for you in sick bay. That is private. Anyway, just like page her to sick bay, done. Who cares? Um, but here's John's question: fall protection. Geordi shouldn't be like dizzy on a gangway or something and then be able to fall directly into the warp core. There should be like fall protection. We have those things now, like a tether.
Invisible force field.
They use them for everything else.
Yeah.
It was an
Unless you
unnecessary
have a full
oversight.
brig.
I don't. I'm not. You know what? I'm not going to do it, but I was just going to go get my technical
Get
manual
your
and see if.
technical manual.
Hang on, it's right behind
Everyone
me.
listening is saying, hey, like, get the fuck up and get your technical manual.
I'm not going to get Star Trek Encyclopedia though. Okay, so I'm hoping that. I mean, this is the NCC 1701D. I think we're all right there. But you talk about what you thought about it while I look up these safety systems.
I actually watching it now, I was like, it's okay. Like it's fine. But it is repetitive, and so when you know what the story is, it's kind of like, oh my God, if I see them playing poker one more time, like I guess I kind of like lost a little, like my ADD came out during this one for
Okay,
sure.
that's
But
okay.
I do like this era. This is when everyone looks their best. This is when they're all their funnest. I think it would have been really cool to see Kelsey Grammer's character come back again, like in season 7, as like I'm a captain of a new ship with my modern uniform on now, and this is
Oh,
what I've
that
been
would have
doing.
been
Or like
cool.
that would have been a really cool opportunity for a spin-off series starring Kelsey Grammer, but as
True.
Beast, because he was really sexy as Beast in X-Men.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was the better of the two
Indeed.
beasts.
Yeah, he definitely was.
Yeah.
So okay, so here's all I've got. Um, we're talking about the let's see, console. Okay, engineering facility is located immediately adjacent to the matter antimatter reaction chamber. For safety reasons, two section isolation doors are available in case there's a warp core breach.
Yeah, we've seen
Well,
those doors. They come down and there's a
yeah,
drop
but
and
like,
roll.
yeah, I I guess I'm not looking for the proper, well, or maybe it's not contained in here, but there's nothing about like gangways or safety around hazardous waste management. How did they get rid of that? Hang on. Hang on. I said hang on. Oh God, there's a whole bunch about it. Water and sewage, solid waste. Okay. That's for another day. Um, anywho. Well, I mean, it's an inoffensive episode is kind of where I'm at with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
predictable in that the same thing happens over and over.
Yeah. It's
How
fun.
how did you feel about it being 17 days that they were stuck in the loop? Like, was that felt like an appropriate amount of time to be like, oh shit, but also like probably everything's cool, nothing
I'd be
happened.
way less concerned about 17 days than I would be like 17 years. I
Big
mean, think about
time.
Kelsey Grammer's people. Like that's it. Like,
That's
1
it.
minute life is fine. How they haven't really clued in that maybe this was happening as much as everybody else. Like they seem to pick up on it in 17 days. I don't know why they hadn't figured their shit out. They just didn't have an
Earlier.
Android. So, but yeah, like their families are all like gone and like
Also, I had a question about poker because, like, you know how they're going around the table and like Riker's raising the pot or the ante or whatever, and then
yeah,
people
yeah.
respond in kind, but you can keep increasing it. Like, when do you stop? Like, what can people keep increasing it forever? Because Beverly ended up calling and then Riker put his cards down, but like, who has the ability to call? I guess I should just
Oh,
Google.
so it's the dealer, whoever dealt the hand, is
Okay.
the one who's like, and once everybody has their cards, and you say, "All right, I'm gonna," like after the last card is because you haven't dealt all the cards yet, right? Because you're dealing the first amount of cards. So you deal the first set of cards, and this is where you can be like, I look like I'm gonna have a good hand. I'm gonna raise it. And if other people think they're gonna have a good hand, they'll raise it. And
Yeah.
then those who don't have a good hand, they can fold. And then you'll do another hand. And then after the last one, it can get to be two people like, yeah, I'm gonna raise it one last time. Okay, I'll see it or
Yeah.
I'll call, which means I will see yours. Or they could say I will counter raise. So it could if it was back between Riker and Bev, and
Yeah.
he would the last cards are down. He says, "All right, I'm gonna go all in." She's like, "All right, I'm all in," and I'm gonna. Well, she couldn't because he was all in, but like
Yeah. Yeah. I guess
it
like
goes
once
by
you're all
cards.
in.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thanks.
Yeah, poker. Hardly know her. Why are you friends with me?
Oh my God. Because of that.
Because of that. Thoughts. What are that's those are our thoughts. I don't have any other thoughts about it.
I don't either.
Should I, let's go to trivia goofs.
Goofs and spoofs.
Goofs.
Mine, I have the first one.
Sport goofy.
Skiing Goofy.
I love it.
I know.
I
So
want to watch those
sweet.
this winter.
You
Christmas
should.
tradition.
Yeah. All right. Here's the first tidbit of
Give it to
information.
me.
Careful what you wish for. To prevent the episode from getting boring, whenever they had to do boring. Oh, I see. Whenever they had to do scenes over and over again, Jonathan Frakes would reshoot them from different angles and perspectives to give it a fresh twist on the same story.
And that's why
That's right.
Jonathan Frakes is one of the best directors of all fucking time. Can we get
He's
this guy an
really
Oscar,
good.
please? It's great.
Can I just tell you, as an aside, so we're still watching The Sopranos. We're into season 5 now of 6.
Wow.
And Steve Buscemi's just shown up, and he just did a director, not a debut, but like he directed one of the episodes, and I could not stop thinking like Jonathan Frakes would do a better job. I'm sorry, but like Steve Buscemi would not stop fucking moving the camera all over the place. Anyway,
Ugh.
props to Jonathan Frakes.
Total. Forever. And he's like the nicest guy. Everyone says that he's the best. Like, just, ugh. I just want to
I
hang
want
out
the
with.
best for him. I want the best for his family. It's not like with Alan Rickman where it was like, I hope he gets a divorce from his terrible wife, so I can be with him. Like, I don't even want that with Jonathan Frakes.
I just want to be the
him to have what he
gaffer
wants.
on any episode he, like, I said gaffer,
Please,
not fluffer.
I'll take that.
But like just whenever I see like clips of like him on set, like because he did some directing of Strange New Worlds, or
Yeah,
I think he even directed the one where they had the two people from Lower Decks show up, and that was directed by him. I'm like, that would have been like, could I be the craft service person on set that day? Just can I just be in the area watching this
yeah,
magic unfold? I'll hold the microphone up and hurt my shoulders to do it, to be like, I'm here and I'm watching it. Like, you can boss me around, you can be mean to me, you can treat me like an American Airlines or Alaska Airlines person. I don't care. Like, I
or
just want to
American
be
Airlines. Same.
United. I don't know.
JetBlue,
All right.
Ryanair.
Swoop.
Oh, rip
Oop, there it is. All right. Anyway, that was a good little aside.
Yeah.
Jonathan, if you're listening, you are the best.
We love you.
We
Just
love you so much.
in a nice way, in a non-threatening way.
Yeah, we're not weird about
You
it.
can't see me, but my hands are up.
All right. To create the explosion of the Enterprise, the production team built an Enterprise model kit, stuffed it with firecrackers, and blew it up while shooting it from multiple angles. Because it was the destruction of the Enterprise, the producers considered it a special occasion, which called for a more realistic and impressive explosion.
Like, yeah, versus like what? A shitty, crappy explosion?
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, do it.
Good decision.
You should always give 100% with your work, guys.
That's true. Sometimes I feel like I'm a bit critical of other things.
Oh God, I'm the worst.
While Geordi and Beverly are working on data, so like, because today we're watching Price is Right. Like, I'm just getting right into it, and I'm just ragging on people like all day. I'm like, way to dress like you were going to be on TV today, like you didn't know. Like, come on.
I know.
Okay, so it's not just me. All right. While Geordi and Beverly are working on data so he can send a message to the next loop, the captain calls the senior staff to the bridge. In this scene, Beverly is wearing a blue jacket over her uniform. When she arrives on the bridge seconds later, the jacket is missing.
What happened to the jacket?
No. Did the jacket maybe get hung up somewhere?
Did she just maybe get hot? I know I'm taking jackets off all day, every day.
Can we edit IMDb? Because I will take this one out.
Oh my God. All right. The Enterprise's starboard nacelle was damaged. But in the first, second, and fourth occurrences, it is the port nacelle that explodes. And in the third occurrence, the explosion starts in the center, forward of the nacelles. Like, so where was it?
So I didn't pick up on the other times that it was the other side. That's weird.
It is weird.
Well, people are watching.
Mystery.
And people are talking about it in 2023. Several characters of the hull lettering on the USS Bozeman can be seen peeling at the corners. Well, fair.
Well, how old is it, man? These guys have been loop-de-looping.
Yeah.
Paint's gonna peel, man.
Give them a break.
Oh, man. During the second loop, when Dr. Crusher knocks the glass onto the floor, it does not fall correctly, and the actress has to drag the glass to help it fall. The actress. Gates. Just say it.
Yeah, really. Oh, I want to run it back and look at that.
Yeah.
All over. On several occurrences within the loop, Data states core breach is imminent when he should be stating that a core breach is imminent.
Oh, wow. Data. Someone run a diagnostic, please.
That's a fatal error.
If you could choose any event in your life that gets stuck in a 7-day loop, 17-day loop, 20-day loop, just something small, what would be like a day in the life of Haley that would be good for a loop-de-loop?
I'd want it to be like on a day off, like not work. No offense, work people. Like, I don't work. Yeah. It would also be on a day where like I'm not sick or anything.
But like an actual event that's happened in your life. Like pick a day that was a great day. That you'd be like, if I got stuck in this day over and over again for like 2 weeks, it wouldn't be the end of the world.
Carpet picnic.
Oh my God! Like one of Alan Rickman's birthdays that we celebrated together.
One of Alan Rickman's birthdays, and then we would also watch a Law and Order.
Yes. Like, over and over.
It's such a good time.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had so many days, like even just like this year, that have been like amazing. Like it's hard. I'm grateful enough that I can't pick just one, but I was like, I want to pick something with Sara. And like immediately I'm sitting on the carpet with you eating like 5 kinds of fries.
Oh man.
And a Greek salad for good measure.
Totally. Oh man. And we got like, what kind of shitty drinks would we have been having? Like, would it have been like, we weren't drinking like Mike's Hard or anything like that. Maybe it would have been like,
we might be like mixing shit. Like I don't think that I would.
Blue Nun wine.
Yeah, it would be a really shitty wine, or like
I'd have like Crown and Coke or something.
Yeah,
and like
totally. I might have at the time been having my Bacardi Limon and
Oh my God,
Diet 7-Up.
BLLs.
BLL.
Bud
That's
Light
what we had.
Limes.
That's what we had. Oh my God. Once I had like 22 of those and I was like, I am not even drunk. But that's because it's light beer and my tolerance.
And then a shot of tequila.
Remember when we used to go to the pub and then one of us would go to the bathroom and we'd order tequila while the other one was gone, even if we didn't want it? And like sometimes it was like several in a night and we would already be drinking so much. That was so fun.
It was fun.
Where
was that disposable income?
What happened? I know, it's so weird. Like, treat myself to a grilled salmon sandwich like I'm Queen Elizabeth.
I know, we were doing it up. Oh, right.
Anyway.
That was my kind of I think mine would be along the same lines. Like if I'm trying to think of like some of the funnest times and funnest days, like resort
obviously club lounge.
Yeah, like a day in Vegas with you would definitely be one I would put on my list to do over and over again. I also think about a day that literally was me doing something over and over again when I was an orchestra pit in high school, and it was the day before opening night, and we'd go through the play 3 times in a row, and I'd be like, I'd love it because I was like, I loved playing in an orchestra pit, and I loved the musical, and I would be like, I've already done that before, but it was for like 17 days, but yeah.
I wouldn't get sick of it either because
if it's fun stuff,
but
if it's like work and you're like stressing out and then your office explodes, oh no.
Well, no. I hate when it does that. Sorry, I can't come in, my office exploded.
Yeah, it's the worst.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Anyway,
well, that was it. That was episode number 48. Last time I said it was 48, but that was 47. This was 48, cause and effect.
It was. That
means the next one's 49. Which is 20 less than 69.
Heyo.
Heyo. Yeah. So remember, you can hear more of our old episodes. You can check out other great shows on the network by going to the website trekgeeks.com or looking for Trek Geeks wherever you listen to podcasts. Give us a rate and review if you like this. Hit subscribe even so you never miss an episode. Or if you want to be ballin', get on Patreon for your small subscription payments. You can get fun perks and listen to the unedited versions of these episodes. My God. We have a new account on Blue Sky. Just search for Trek Rewind at Trek Geeks or trekgeeks.com on Blue Sky. I never go on it. I don't log into it. So do with that as you will. What do we have coming up next, Haley?
But wait, what's Blue Sky?
It's like the new version of Twitter.
Okay, but like not.
But it's
Twitter.
not Elon. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, tune in next time when we review another TNG masterpiece. A disaster.
It ain't going to be a disaster at all. It's going to be awesome.
It will be. And
I can't wait.
Until then, just like a big thank you to all the listeners. Thank you. And thanks to 5-Year Mission and our Trek Geeks family. Just love you so much.
Mwah, 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 mwah.
Mwah.
To infinity.
And a pearly.
By Grabthar's hammer.
Oh, what a saving.
What a savings. Love that guy.
Yeah. What a grump.
Remember,
he has